Hey collectors, welcome back to another video, and today I'm going to be looking at Figma 470, and this is Uraraka from the My Hero Academia range. And I'm very excited because I really like My Hero Academia, so I'm glad that they're making all the figures after years of them just releasing Deku, and that's it. So let's have a look. First of all, we've got this lovely pink box where you can see this lovely window display. On the side, we've got Uraraka. And then on the back, we've got some stuff with like the helmets, and then we've got different faces, as well as like kind of like special effects that they're bringing. There she is there. At the top, she is there. And at the bottom, she is there. So let's open up this bad girl and have a look inside. Here is Uraraka. We've got the figure, we've got the heads, we've got the helmet, we've got the rock, we've got the additional extra. Oh yeah, so in the back of the box you can see that you've got the extra part there. Then you have the lovely hands that comes with it. You have the stand, an extra peg that comes along, and then of course the Figma bag. So yeah, let's jump in and look at the character. And here is Uraraka, and I've got to admit, I kind of dig the figure. It's a lot smaller than what I would imagine compared to like some of the other characters, but maybe they've got the right size height compared to the others. So first of all, we see this really lovely kind of smile. It kind of reminds me of Froki, so I'm guessing they're going to use the same sort of face when they bring her out. But looking at the hair, it looks fine. The smile, the really like kind of cheeky like little marks there, I actually think is really nice. And then we got the big eyes, and I really like that with the eyebrows. And then going down to kind of a body, we can see like the kind of blacks and the whites and the pinks kind of really like stand out. When I kind of saw this, I imagined that it would be kind of more latex, kind of PVC that she would wear rather than say like spandex. But I think it really works out. And you've got the two dots there, the pink kind of collar type thing that she's got, the kind of like the thing that we have like, I don't know what it's called. I'm going to call it a collar. It's that sort of thing that you see. And then as we move down her right here, we can see that there are two lines going into her belt. Moving down, we can see that her gauntlets are here. Can you move them? No, you can't, which is that just a printing error, or is that meant to be like that? Oh, you can move it down. So just, if yours is like that, be very careful because you don't want to put too much strain on it. Or maybe they're meant to, I don't know. We'll find out in a little bit. Damn, but like once you've got it unposed, like that's it. So we can see that the material is very shiny still. We've got a pink belt buckle, and then we've got this kind of like belt all around, which is absolutely fine. So, and we can see that here it carries on with the design moving down from the top. Now, this is one thing that always kind of makes me go, huh? I've never really seen this on any armor or anything like this, but definitely it just looks really weird. It feels like when you've got like blue tack and you just rolled it up and you've got like you're making like, I know when you're like a kid, you just make worms and stuff like that, or a snake or whatever, but that's what this kind of reminds me of. It just looks, to me, it just looks really, really weird. Now, one thing I will point out as we move around here is that you can see that it's kind of high heels. So I think that's kind of cool. I know I don't normally point it out, but if these weren't here, I think that the figure would fall back all the time. But you know what happens when you put a figure like that? Oh, it's actually standing up properly. That's really, really cool. So there's not really much attention to detail. It just looks really weird. I thought here I would show everything rather than just doing parts and parts. So we can see that the black goes all the way up. Then we've got her bum. Then we've got the kind of black going all the way to the top. The white kind of forms a bit. It does look to me a little bit more kind of pinkish, which I don't know if that's meant to be a thing, but the pink's kind of blended in with the white. Then we've got the kind of the collar around the top, and then we've got the hair. Now the hair to me is very kind of smooth. It's got some detail, as you can see, but it doesn't look much, but it does kind of add to the figure quite a bit. Now we come to the articulation test. Now this is going to be kind of weird because like it feels weird because normally you can pose the feet, but this is completely different. Now you can see that the texture for her, it looks again like very PVC-ish leather, not a kind of like a spandex. So the legs move around like so, they move around, arms go up, and then we've got the hands, turn all the way around, and then again, so it feels like the hands are very dainty, like the joints could easily snap, and I don't kind of like that. So we can see here that the body can move, head can turn all the way around, like so. You can move up and down like that. So yeah, not too bad. It feels very fluid, and I literally really like that. Like with all figures, let's have a look at the different heads or the faces. It's really weird because the figure is so flowy. It feels like no matter what part, it just goes in any way, which is very kind of weird because normally with Figmas, you don't normally kind of see that. So I kind of really like the angry face, the I won't let my friends might be hurt, I'm going to win. That really does kind of change the whole way of the figure, and that's perfect. I love that. Also, from like last time I remember, like taking out the faces are a lot easier than normal, and just kind of applying them, which I absolutely love. I don't have to cut anything out. And then this face here of like, yeah, we did it. So you could have the whole, yeah. Oh, I really love that pose. Let's just go, yeah. My hands down. I love it. I think it's really kind of cool. So one of the other things is that she has, well, let's put the normal face in. You have this, which feels like, can you take this off? Can we? I don't want to break it. Oh no, you can take this off. So then you just basically add in that one. It clicks into place. You add in the helmet, and it kind of really adds to it. Like when looking at the packaging, I thought it was going to be kind of flat-ish, but no, it looks really kind of weird. Like looking through the kind of visor, it's definitely different. Let's adjust this for something else. You know what you said about how easy these Figmas were for taking off the face, not fully attach it on. I really do like that. That to me looks really kind of awesome. Like just I think that face like really changes the whole aspect of what it is. Like you can actually take the visor out, but I don't particularly want to do that. Like I don't want to do that. And then kind of the same sort of like, yeah, we did it, yay. I really do like the faces for Uraraka. I think it adds a whole new kind of level. But you do get this sort of, I'm guessing, different hairstyle. So it looks exactly the same. So maybe it's a spare, maybe it goes with this one. But I am going to be leaving this in the bag because there's no point in opening it to add it to the figure because they look exactly the same. So maybe it was just like, here's an extra in case one gets damaged. So one thing I will say that I think brings this figure down quite a bit is basically the effects on how they all kind of work. Now, I've just tried putting this piece in, which is the area where you hold the boulder up. Now, when I placed it in, it almost kind of snapped. And one thing I absolutely hate, and as she falls down, is just here, if you can see it now, is slight damage just there, because literally that went back and that could have easily have snapped. I really didn't like that. One thing that really irritates me with Figma and stuff like this is that when you try and put them in the holes like that, it's like, oh, it either comes out too easily, like so, or it doesn't go in at all, and it's such a pain. When trying to attach the basic stand of this figure to the back, it wouldn't go in at all. It literally just would fall down, or it wouldn't go. And normally, like, a load of people do turn around, and even if you email them, they say you've got to heat it up, you know, so it goes in. You shouldn't. I think you shouldn't have to do that, because if you heat it up too much, does it mean that it could break, that it could just stay in there, that it sets around the figure? And I absolutely hate that. I think that if you're going to make a product and the holes are going to be completely different, then this little part here should be made exactly for that fit, even if you have to change the stand. It just makes things like 10 times easier, because now I don't want to attach this part to this effect, which is a really cool effect that they've given you. And it just feels to me like it's complete waste. And also I really want more of these. Like, this would have easily been a cool thing to have like another one at least. But because of that, I don't want to pose it. I don't want to put it on the stand. She stands up perfectly, but that's it. I think that's literally it. But yeah, I would have shown you the really cool effect of her attached to the thing, because I really wanted her to be kind of like posed like she's jumping in using her powers, because I think that is a cool shot. But yeah, let's get to the roundup and talk about it all. So there is Uraraka, and I've got to admit, I really do like this figure. I just think there's a ton of little things that could be improved. Not a lot of them. Mainly, as I said, the boulder here, that needs to be changed. And even with this one, I got the stand in finally, but I had to heat the figure up. And when doing that, I generally really didn't like that. I was thinking, this is gonna melt, this is gonna damage it, you know, what's gonna happen? So in the end, I just turned around and went, okay, just try it a little bit, and it worked. But I don't generally do like this figure. I think that, you know, I don't know if she could come with a few more accessories. I finally found out what this was for. This wasn't a spare piece. This was to go on the actual other helmet. And I was like, oh, there we go. That's the one. But it's a really nice figure. I'm really glad that I own it. I can't wait to collect the entire class of, like, well, My Hero Academia. I really want them to do tons and tons of figures, even the other classes and stuff, because I would buy them all. I am invested in this series now, so I absolutely love it. I want All Might to come out. I really want just like some of the other classes as well. I just think it's going to be cool to actually have them all, and then you can pose them, and I can pose them with other heroes. That's what I can't wait for. See the excitement in my voice. Anyway, I am going to leave it there. What do you think about this Figma? Do you like it? Do you not? Would you collect it? Do you like My Hero Academia? Let me know down below in the comments. And if you like this sort of content and you want to see more, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, as well as that cheeky notification bell to be notified when more videos drop. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.